Welcome to the online edition of Nightwatch for March 2025. My name is Bill, coming to you from the Sudekum Planetarium here at Adventure Science Center in Nashville. And as always, we'll start off with the moon phases for this month. First quarter moon will be on the 6th, full moon on the 14th, and there will be an eclipse. Last quarter moon on the 22nd, and new moon on the 29th. Also, don't forget, daylight saving time starts on Sunday, March 9th, so don't forget to turn your clocks ahead 1 hour. The vernal equinox also occurs this month on Thursday, March 20th at 4:01 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Now, going back to that full moon on the 14th, we find that there will be a total lunar eclipse. This will all occur on the early morning of the 14th for us here in the Central Time Zone. Remember, we'll be in daylight saving time, so all of these times are Central Daylight Time. The partial eclipse of the moon will begin at 12:09 a.m. Central Daylight Time, with the total eclipse beginning at 1:26 a.m. Mid-eclipse will be at 1:58 a.m., and the total eclipse will end at 2:31 a.m., with the partial eclipse ending at 3:47 a.m. Now, you might be hearing or reading elsewhere that the eclipse starts at 10:57 p.m. on the 13th. This is because of the faint outer shadow of the Earth, called the penumbra, will cross the moon first. Visually looking at the sky, you will not really notice anything about the moon changing after 10:57 p.m. because the penumbral shadow is so faint that you really don't notice it on the moon. You will start seeing changes on the surface of the moon visually as the clock ticks closer to 12:09 a.m. when the partial eclipse begins. By the way, the next total lunar eclipse we will see here in the Nashville area will be March 3rd, 2026. But it will happen between 3:50 in the morning and sunrise as the moon is setting. So we're not going to see the complete eclipse from beginning to end in our area. The next total lunar eclipse, which we will see from start to finish, will be on the evening of June 25th, 2029. There will also be a deep partial lunar eclipse next year when 96% of the moon will be in the Earth's shadow. That will be on the evening of August 27th, 2026. Looking at planets, low in the western sky after sunset, we have the planet Venus. The very thin crescent moon just past new will be passing to the lower left of Venus on the 1st. But Venus will be getting lower and lower in evening twilight and will be lost to the glare of brightening twilight during mid-month. The planet Mercury will make a brief appearance if you have a good view of the western sky after sunset. Mercury is a very difficult planet to see because it is the closest to the sun, so it's never really high in the sky in the evening or the morning sky. But you might want to try to catch a glimpse just after sunset as Venus appears around the 11th and the 12th. Mercury will lie to the left of the planet Venus as you face west in evening twilight. Jupiter is high in the western sky after sunset as it gets dark and also appears bright white. Jupiter sets locally at around midnight. Look for the V-shaped group of stars below the planet Jupiter, which marks the head of the constellation Taurus, the bull. The waxing crescent moon will pass to the lower right of Jupiter on the 5th. Mars is nearly overhead at around 8 p.m. near the twin stars Castor and Pollux of the constellation Gemini, the twins, and you can watch for the waxing gibbous moon passing above the planet Mars on the 8th. Looking in our evening sky at about 8 p.m. at the constellations, Orion is high in the southwestern sky. Look to his lower left and to his left for the two dogs, Canis Major and Canis Minor. By the way, in Canis Major, we do have the brightest star in the nighttime sky, Sirius, also called the dog star, which is the brightest star in the nighttime sky after, of course, the sun, which gives us daytime. Taurus is high in the western sky, as previously mentioned, with the planet Jupiter in the head of Taurus the bull. Gemini is overhead, as previously mentioned, with the planet Mars moving to the left in the sky, so Mars will be leaving the constellation Gemini during the month of March. As we approach and pass the vernal equinox this month, we find the king of the spring season is now rising in the eastern sky after sunset, and that is the constellation Leo the Lion. Look for the two asterisms that mark the outline of Leo. One looks like a backwards question mark, or maybe a farmer's sickle, and a right triangle on its side, as that constellation rises up in the east, leading the spring constellations that will be with us over the next several months. Now don't forget, if you can't remember everything I've mentioned in this online edition of Nightwatch, you can check out our star chart online by visiting our website, adventuresci.org/starcharts, and you can grab a copy of our current star chart each and every month. Also, don't forget to visit us here at the Sudekum Planetarium at Adventure Science Center, where you can check out our current planetarium shows, which include our regular Nightwatch show, Mars, The Ultimate Voyage, and also Stars, which is narrated by Mark Hamill. Also, laser shows return to the Dome on Saturday, the 22nd of March. At 5:30 p.m., we present Laser Pop Till You Drop. At 6:30, Laser ELO featuring the music of the Electric Light Orchestra. And at 7:30 p.m., the classic Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon and Laser Light, our special 50th anniversary show featuring the original 1973 quadraphonic recording of the album. And we hope you can join us here at Adventure Science Center, where our mission is to open every mind to the wonders of science and technology, fostering a better understanding of ourselves and the world around us. And until next month, I wish you clear skies.